Hello guys, welcome to the Cryptosis channel. In today's video I will talk about the new chapter in Sunflower Land. I will explain how the chapter works, the new updates, what to do and how to make additional income during that chapter. I will explain how to participate in the seasonal leaderboard and also how to make money with it. Watch this video until the end and I will tell you how you can get free resources and how you can make a lot of players visit your land every day. I'm Server and let's get started. As you already know, a few days ago a new chapter started in Sunflower Land. The name of that chapter is Better Together. It's a social chapter where you need to interact with other players to receive additional bonuses. That's why you should join our Discord community with 1000 members. During this chapter, social activity will matter, as in all chapters there are new NFTs, decorations, new crafting recipes and some new updates. Today I will explain everything and even more than I should. Let's start by talking about social farming and friends. I think it's the biggest update in this chapter. First of all, you can visit your friends and clean their farms. To do it, go to the plaza and find a new friend. By clicking on him, you will get a lot of information about his farm. You will know his level, land ID, what faction he's in, when he joined, his social points, whether he has a VIP or not, which island he is on and the market value of his island with all NFTs and resources. That's amazing. You can check whichever farm you want and see the real market value, and players now cannot hide their NFTs and just not to show what they have. It's a social chapter where you need to flex with your farm, make it fun and create designs to attract new visitors. You also can follow the player and see his projects. You can see his followers and who he is following. To visit your friend you have two options. You can click on the search icon close to his market value or enter the visit link and type in his farm ID. Soon I think there will be a search bar where you can search for a nickname in the game and visit a farm without a problem. When you visit the farm you will see a message with the tasks you need to do and the projects he has. On the land you just need to find the garbage and clean it. You can clean 5 items on each farm and daily you have a limit of 30 garbage in your bin. If you want, you can increase the limit using some resources. By cleaning a farm, the owner will get social points. They have no utility for now, it's just a number of players that cleaned your farm. You also can cheer the project if the owner of the island has it. Every day you have 3 available cheers for free. If you have a VIP, then you will get 6 cheers daily. You can cheer every project only once a day. That's why those cheers are very precious and you cannot get them if you don't have friends in game or show your farm to people. But what are the projects and why should people cheer them? You can find projects by clicking on the blacksmith. They are on the craft page. There are 9 projects in total and they all cost gems. The first 3 are for meals. They cost different amounts of gems and require different amounts of cheers. The basic cooking pot costs 10 gems and requires 10 cheers to complete. If you go to sfl.world and check the chests page, you can see that the expected value is 1445 XP. That's what you will get on average for 10 gems. The second pot costs 50 gems and on average you get 6637 XP. So they both have roughly the same reward to cost ratio. The last cooking pot costs 100 gems and requires 100 cheers to complete. You will get on average 73,000 XP, a very good amount if you compare it with the first 2 pots. The price is twice as high as the medium pot, but the return is 10 times higher, so you can get 73,000 XP per 100 gems if you can collect 100 cheers. It's not easy, you need a lot of friends, but with time it's possible, and it could be one way to use gems and make food faster. Then we have big fruits, orange, apple and banana. By completing them with cheers, you will get love charms in return. They all have the same cost to reward ratio. For example, banana costs 300 gems and requires 1000 cheers to complete. It will give you 600 love charms in return. As you probably know, 600 love charms equal 12 flower tokens. So exchanging 300 gems for 12 flower tokens is definitely not smart, and you still need 1000 cheers. I don't know why they did it, it just doesn't make sense, and 1000 cheers will take a lot of time, maybe months. I think they simply added an extra 0. The price should be 30 gems, not 300, because those fruits are one time. When you buy and complete them, they disappear and you need to buy them again. The exchange ratio is pretty bad and I don't recommend buying big fruits. Next we have 3 monuments. They increase the percentage of love charms that you will get from big fruits. The first one costs costs 100 gems and gives plus 1% of love charms, the second gives plus 3% and the last plus 6%. In total you can get plus 10% of love charms from big fruits. It's not a lot, but for the future maybe you should buy them. However, the amount of cheers you need is actually crazy. The last monument needs 10,000 cheers to complete. That means you need 10,000 visitors to cheer your project. That's a lot. I think it will take me a year to complete this project. I don't know why the time to complete is so long if the reward isn't good enough, but I have a clue. I think in the future the exchange ratio of love charms to flower tokens could change. Instead of 50 love charms for one flower, it could drop to 40, then 30, then 20 and even 10 love charms per one flower token. In that case, yes, maybe they build those big projects so players can spend gems and prepare for future changes to love charms. Maybe in the next season. I have built a project and I'm waiting for you to cheer it. The link to visit my farm will be in the description. Next, I want to talk about the new seasonal currency, Bracelet. As in other chapters, you collect the seasonal currency by completing deliveries and spending your resources. Based on the number of bracelets you have, you can exchange them for keys, flower boxes and NFTs. If you check Stella Store, you can see the rewards. In the basic section you can get some decorations, a treasure key, a boost for +1 bracelet and a bronze flower box. In rare items, you can obtain as the rare key, a silver flower box and more decorations. For 2,500 bracelets, you can buy an NFT that reduces crafting time by 25%. I'm not sure it will be expensive, but I'm sure it won't be cheap. I won't buy it, but I will try to get it by opening chests. In the epic items, there is an NFT you can buy with Coprolite, the resource you obtain from digging. It gives you +5 fishing attempts. It's a good NFT to have, I will definitely get it. There is also a very good NFT you can buy for 1,250 bracelets, 5,000 wool and 2,500 gems. It gives you +1 farmhand. As I understand, it will unlock a new bumpkin to warrior boost. Since every chapter adds many new boosts, players with a lot of them cannot use them all, so for them that NFT is pretty useful. For 3,500 bracelets, you can buy an NFT that reduces food page growth time by 20%. You will make 20% more profit because the speed is faster, but it also requires you to log in more often. In the last section there are 3 mega items. The first gives you +10% love charms from monuments and is not tradable. I don't think it will be very useful, but it's also not very expensive. Then there is a giant artichoke NFT that gives you +2 artichokes. Pretty good, I would say. And for 8,000 bracelets you can get the shark pickaxe for gold. It reduces gold recovery time by 15% and there is a 10% chance for gold to recover instantly. That's a good NFT and I'm sure it will be expensive. Compared with the last chapter, some prices have increased. The treasure key was 200, now it's 250. The bronze flower box was 250, now it's 450, almost double. The silver flower box was 750, now it's 1000. The gold box also increased from 1250 to 2000. You see that prices have risen a lot on flower boxes and now they are not as profitable as they were. The chapter also includes an auction where you can bid with your gems, flower or bracelets to get top NFTs or decorations. There are some interesting NFTs. First of all, the giant onion. It gives +3 onions as a boost. That's a lot of onions and it could be very expensive. There are 3 NFTs from previous chapter. They are expensive as well because the crafting box is very useful and reducing that time by 50% could be great. Sol and Luna cost 5,000 flower tokens right now. In my opinion, the best NFT is the -50% lava pit resources. Rich players on Volcano Island have about 3 or 4 lava pit nodes. If we talk about whales, they already have a 50% time reduction on obsidian, so every 36 hours they can make 4 obsidians. In 1 week that's about 4 cycles, and with 4 lava pits that would be about 16 uses. On average, each lava pit requires 13 flower tokens, and multiplying that by 16 gives about 200 flower tokens spent every week. That NFT will cut lava pit resources by 50%, so the player will save about 100 flower tokens every week, or even more. Monthly, that NFT will save roughly 400-500 flower tokens. In my opinion, it will cost about $500 and $1,000, and if they add more utility to Obsidian, which I think will happen, that NFT could go even higher. I'm definitely going to try to pick it up. I will calculate everything, avoid mistakes, participate in the seasonal leaderboard and bid my bracelets to get that NFT. I hope I can make it and earn a good profit by the end of the chapter. If you want to follow my steps, join our Discord community. The next new update is DOS. There are 24 dolls in total with different designs, and you can get all of them through crafting. They are very cute and unique. I have never seen dolls in the other projects. Most pixel projects have trees, stones, iron, some mines and fruits, but dolls I have never seen. I think it's very unique and I like that introduction. To make different dolls you always need to use a simple doll. The crafting time is 8 hours, quite a lot, so I recommend you craft them regularly to keep some in your inventory if you need them. On sfl.world you can see the craft recipes, and as you can see, the normal doll is always needed to craft other dolls. There are a lot of recipes and some of them we don't know yet. Crafting the simple doll costs 0.5 flower tokens, which is actually cheap, but crafting other dolls can get more expensive, on average about 1, 2 or 3 flower tokens. But what about the doll's utility? First, dolls will be used in deliveries, so you need them to complete deliveries and receive seasonal currency. Dolls are also used in weekly bounties. Right now you can exchange dolls for gems. There are 5 dolls to exchange and you can receive 110 gems in total. The price of all 5 dolls is about 40 flower tokens. The red doll costs 30 flower to craft and gets you 30 gems. I don't recommend completing it, but the rest definitely complete. You will get 80 gems for 10 flower tokens. Dolls will also be used to feed the factions pet. Now to get XP you will need to give 3 meals and 1 doll. I think the dolls are very cute and I will definitely use some of them to decorate my farm. I like the idea of dolls a lot. It makes the game really unique and shows how the team is ready to introduce a new mechanism that other games don't have. There are also some small updates in the game. First, you can change the biome on your farm by paying gems. If you are on desert island and you don't like how it looks, you can pay 500 gems and about 100 flower tokens to buy the biome from the basic island. But if you haven't unlocked the Volcano Island biome, you cannot get that biome. So you need to unlock a biome before you can change to it. The next small update is the potion house. Now you can use coins up to 50 times at one go. Each time you play you can use 16,000 coins. That will help a lot if you have many coins. You can exchange them for flower tokens by playing the potion game. A fun new utility for dolls is waking up animals. To wake up cows you need to use the moo doll, to wake up chickens the cluck doll, and for sheep the woolly doll. It's a fun utility for dolls and can be quite useful sometimes. Now let's talk about earnings. In the previous chapter you were able to complete cheap quests and get Genesis currency, then open flower boxes and earn flower. In this chapter they increased the price of flower boxes by a lot and now it's not profitable. The average value of a bronze flower box is 14.49 flower and it costs 450 bracelets, so we need to make 30 bracelets for each flower. That's about 0.033 flower per bracelet. If you look at the silver flower box, it costs 1000 bracelets and rewards you with an average of 35 flower tokens. Last chapter VIP players were getting 2 times more rewards and the flower boxes had a cooldown. Now I see that the limit is 1 box per player, since they made them very expensive, and if the VIP players don't get 2 times more rewards, I think it's useless to buy them. You will lose a lot of flower tokens. What I would recommend: if you play without high investments but still want to participate, try to get the Fruit Tune box NFT that reduces fruit growth time by 20%. It costs 2500 bracelets. I think it will settle around 500 flower or so, but if you think you cannot get it, then try the Ruler NFT that reduces crafting time by 25%. I recommend completing really cheap deliveries. There are deliveries where you can get a bracelet for 0.10 flower tokens or even cheaper. Also, every week there is a double delivery day where all your bracelets cost 50% less. That's when you should complete your deliveries. If you don't complete deliveries the day before double delivery day, you will have 2 times more deliveries on the discount day. I would recommend completing deliveries for 1 week, then calculate how much you can get in 3 months and see if it will be worth it or not. Each player is different. Another good strategy could be to get the mega items. The Oracle syringe now costs 3000 flower tokens. It costs 8500 Genesis last season. If you got Genesis for 0.35 flower or less, then you are still in profit. I would recommend completing cheap deliveries, not expensive ones, because you will lose on those. Now let's talk about my strategy and my thoughts. Last season I didn't participate in the seasonal leaderboard because I was too low level and didn't have much experience yet, but this season I will definitely try to be in the top and get the Obsidian NFT. I don't have experience participating in the leaderboard, but I have friends who do, and I will ask them for help. I will also share my pet in my Discord community so you can follow it or give me advice. In a few days I will be on Volcano Island. Island. Finally, I will make it. I also got level 100. Soon I will calculate how many skill points I need to take all the skills I have planned. But since the season will start on Monday and I'm not on Volcano Island, I'm not sure I can compete with whales and do everything as I do. The problem is obsidian. If I get to Volcano Island now, I won't have enough space to put everything, because to expand the island I need to use my obsidian, and I also need it for weekly chores, so I'm not sure I can beat the top 100. If that's the case and I see that I cannot win, I will still play and get the Shark Pickaxe NFT and some others too. I will write all my expenses on my Excel sheet. All information I will share with you. And if you want to receive free resources while you progress, all you need to do is create an account with my referral link or join my Discord. Everyone who joins our Discord community will receive 100 wood and 0.5 Pulp tokens for free, and all my referrals get additional resources to help them progress. All the links will be in the description. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to know more about the crypto space. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.